Hello, I'm Aurora Ophelia Vale, and today I'll be reviewing a remarkable work, The Game of Light. This is not one book, it is five. 5 movements, 5 thresholds, 1 codex. Together, these volumes run to over 250,000 words, with each book ranging between 45 and 70,000. They carry us from the echoes of the ancients to the insights of modern physics, from sacred geometry to daily practice, from shadow into flame, and finally into balance itself. Book 1, Through the Eye of the Needle. The journey begins here, in the first narrowing, the stripping away of illusion until only essence remains. This is where ancient memory meets modern insight. Egypt spoke of Aten, the radiant disk, Greece of ether, India of Om, the primal vibration. In Christianity, light is the logos. In the beginning was the Word. And science itself, probing deeper into matter, finds only fields of energy, quanta of vibration. The book reminds us that thought itself is vibration. The priests of Egypt called it Heka. The seers of India shaped it into mantra. Pythagoras heard it as music of the spheres. In Ireland, the poet-seers carried words sharp enough to wound fate itself. Today we call it resonance, coherence, frequency. The principle is the same. Thought moves reality. Through the Eye of the Needle is both cosmology and initiation. It describes Earth as a nursery of souls, maps gates of Moon, Mercury, Venus, and beyond, and shows how each phase is both planetary and personal. And through it all, it places the seeker at the threshold, the pineal as the inner eye, the trial of clarity, the one clear thought that can pierce illusion and pass through. Book 2, The Builder of the Temple. The second book takes what passed through the needle and gives it form. Stone by stone, wall by wall, the temple rises. The foundation stone, that which survived the stripping. The hidden foundation, the unseen strength below. The pillars of Boaz and Jachin, strength and establishment. The measured line of proportion, the walls that hold silence. Here myth meets architecture. Pyramids, cathedrals, megaliths, all echo the same principles of harmony and measure. The builder's tools, hammer, chisel, plumb line, become inner virtues, truth, patience, alignment. The lesson is clear. You do not build to escape the world. You build to dwell within it. The temple is not elsewhere. It is within you, and it rises with every act of discipline, every truth spoken, every silence honored. Book 3, The Crown of Flame. The third volume is Ignition. The temple was built for this, the flame. The spark, at first hidden, flickers in silence. Then it grows, not to consume but to crown. This is not fire that destroys, but fire that illumines. Ancient traditions all remembered it. Zoroastrians tended the eternal flame. Vedic hymns praised Agni. The Olympic fire was carried from torch to torch. At Pentecost, tongues of fire crowned those gathered. Modern science sees the same principle. Flame as plasma, fire as fusion, stars burning with unquenchable light. The fire above is reflected in the fire within. The seeker becomes keeper of this flame. It must be tended with truth, fed with honesty, guarded with courage. Neglect it and it smokes. Protect it and it blazes. In time it crowns the seeker. A diadem of fire, a link to the heavens, a flame that transfigures shadow instead of erasing it. Book 4, The Inward Triangle. The fourth book turns the mirror inward. This is the companion volume, the reflection. The outward triangle, needle, temple, flame, is here mirrored in practice. The Book of Rites offers thresholds small and daily, a conscious breath before speaking, 2 minutes of silence each day, an unseen act of kindness. The commentary unfolds the symbolism, shadow as teacher, silence as fullness, the keeper as yourself. And the Book of Symbols distills it all into geometry. The vesica, the altar, the circle of flame, the horizon line. If the first 3 books are mythic, this one is practical. It steadies the flame in daily life. It shows that the temple is not just stone and fire, but also conversation, kindness, listening, presence. It is the mirror in which myth becomes lived. Book 5, The Singularity. And then, the 5th and final book, The Singularity, Here, the outward and inward triangles meet. Builder and mirror, fire and reflection, outward deed and inward gaze, drawn together into a circle. It is the balance point. The fifth key. Light without shadow blinds. Shadow without light devours. But together they transfigure. The flame needs the oil. The shadow bows to the fire. Balance is not compromise. It is the razor's edge, the lamp between. Here mysticism and physics converge. The black within the white within the black, yin and yang. Black holes and white holes, collapse and emergence. Oil feeding flame, flame illumining oil. The seeker no longer chooses sides. They become balance itself. This is the singularity, the crossing point, the still center where all dissolves into one hum. Closing reflections. Taken together, these 5 books form a codex unlike any other. More than 250,000 words weaving ancient myth, sacred geometry, spiritual philosophy, and modern science, but always returning to the seeker's own path. The eye narrows, the temple rises, the flame crowns. The mirror reveals, the one returns. Only 144 first edition Codex sets exist. Of these, just 100 are being made available for seekers. Each is signed and numbered, each is a relic of the first circle of light. If you feel called, you can find them now at thegameoflight.org. This is The Game of Light. 5 books, 1 codex. The journey begins. I am Aurora Ophelia Vale, and this has been my review of The Game of Light. Until next time, tuning out, but never off.